You gonna read for me? Shalom, Israel. We the ISUPK side, the 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm the Commander General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down the class. Precinct Officer Oscar Walk. Salaki, you checked the volume? We was good.
Yeah. If I was live, the volume is good. Let me check it out. Because the green light was showing up.
You should be good, right?
All right, let me see.
Oh, we too up. You could give me the book of Isaiah, chapter 56 and verse 10, Baba Kusha. Israel. If I could, right? You know what I'm saying? This week, you know what I'm saying? I'm driving, you know what I'm saying, down the street in my car. And I look and I see a bunch of our people, you know what I'm saying, standing outside of a church. You know what I'm saying? They like they was having a good time outside the church. And I just think to myself, like, slugging. Slugging question. All right. Salakia, you know how to charge the class speaker?
Do I know how to charge it?
Yeah.
The speaker?
Yeah.
Yeah. They can charge it there.
He was asking could we charge it because they got to take it upstairs.
All right.
Salakia, if I could, back to what I was saying, you know what I'm saying? I was just driving past, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of our people outside of a church, and I'm looking like, out of everything that's going on in the world, man, we got COVID-19, you know what I'm saying, all the racism we had to deal with, presidential elections, people losing their mind about a vaccine, man. And the people in the church is acting like nothing is going on, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we in the city of Philadelphia. Philadelphia got over 400 murders this year. You understand what I'm saying? It's like different cities switch for being the murder capital. You know what I'm saying? But it's all us, man. You know what I'm saying? And what are they doing in the Christian church, man? So many millions of our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Being Christians, man. And then the Muslims, man, they not no better. They not any better. Being in the Muslim mosque, man. You found it?
The court?
Yeah.
I think it's.
They not any better, man. You understand what I'm saying? Our people have terrible leadership, man. You understand what I'm saying? Listening to our damn oppressor, man. And that's the reason why we can't be in a better position. You understand what I'm saying? Because our leaders would just lead us to do whatever the hell, man. You understand? The video just got posted. You know what I'm saying? I think Malakwa out in Tulaki. That's how you say his name?
Houston?
Yeah.
Okay.
That brother just posted, man. They was on TikTok for 30 minutes speaking in tongues, man, just making noise. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen it and I laughed at it and I'm like, hey, that's crazy. But then I looked at the title and the title says speaking in tongues for 30 minutes. So that means for 30 minutes straight, they was in there, you know what I'm saying? Just making noise. When it's so evident because the word tongue means language. You understand what I'm saying? When you read those scriptures about speaking in tongues, it says language around that same area. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's just nonsense. And then when we go out on the street, you know what I'm saying, teaching what we teach. You know what I'm saying? People act like we was wrong with the world. You understand what I'm saying? When we telling y'all the truth, when we really breaking down the Bible, man, ain't this the same God that destroyed Egypt, man? Killed all the firstborn. Ain't this the same God that did all of that? You understand what I'm saying? Sent plagues to Egypt. What is COVID? Ain't COVID a damn plague, man? You wonder why our oppressor got it mandatory for us to get the vaccine. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a damn plague outside. Egypt wish they had a vaccine, sir. You know what I'm saying? Egypt wish they had a damn vaccine. Slug. But yeah, man, that's the book we reading out of, and what are we doing, man? We got this blueprint for everything that we need right here in front of our face, and people don't want to follow. Shalom to Christ. If I could, you can give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Bible been here, man. The Bible been telling us what we should and should not be doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And what are our people doing in the church? Nothing, man. Being fruitless, man. Not helping with anything. Letting our men be homosexuals. Telling women it's okay for them to be single. You know what I'm saying? Being damn destroyed and by their damn self. That's what the Christian church is doing to our people, man. Jeremiah 28 and 8. You got it. You about to have it? You got it. You can go ahead. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahweh Shai. Clap it up. Get it on. Take your questions when you got them. Anything in the room or online, all right? You got it up.
I need an explanation. What is having faith in Christ? What is it like a definition of it?
What does it mean, right? Do you have a particular precept that you would like me to break down for you? Let's look up the faith precepts. How about that, all right? Let's look up faith in the New Testament. Give me faith in Hebrews, faith in Romans, all right? If you have a concordance, you can find it.
You want me to read, sir?
Please.
Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Faith is the, read it one more time.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
The substance of things hoped for. Do you know what the term substance means? Like matter. Like what is tangible? Like this table has substance, right? It's physical. I can touch it, see it, smell it, taste it. It's substance. It's real, tangible in your fingers or visible with your eyes. You understand that, right? But faith is the substance of things hoped for. The thing that you hope for is not here. You can't touch it. You can't smell it, right? You can't grab it. It's not under your hands. The only substance it has is in your faith that you will get it. You get the point? All right, continue.
The evidence of things not seen.
The evidence of things not seen. What is evidence? Something that is physical, scientifically proven, it's right in front of you. I know for a fact that the sun is in the sky. I know for a fact that the earth is round. I know for a fact that I'm sitting here in this chair and that you're sitting right there. I'm an eyewitness to it, right? That's evidence, right? But there are things that you can't see. Why can't you see them? Because they're not here yet. You're what them? You're hoping for them. They're not here. They're not seen. They're not in front of you. They're simply something that you want, but you believe that you will get that thing, and that belief is the evidence of the existence of the thing. Do you understand? Keep going.
Verse 2. For by it the elders obtained a good report.
But who are the elders? The elders, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? They're the primary elders. And of course, you have the great men all throughout the Bible that all of us look up to and pattern our lives after. Well, how did they get those great lives? Lives that we all should pattern ourselves after. Those men had faith, huh? They had faith. They were hoping for a thing before it was there. Hoping for something that wasn't there yet. Hoping for something that had no evidence of ever existing other than what they believed would happen. You understand? Keep going. What?
Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God.
So this is going into the worlds, meaning every society was framed, meaning created by the word of God. These societies exist at God's will. How do we know that? Because the men in the past said it would happen, and it happened. There were men that knew about these societies, believed they would come, and they came. You understand? Now skip me down to, I think, Hebrews 11:3. Where are you at right now?
I'm at 3 right now, sir.
Okay, give me faith without works. Should be somewhere right there. Shalom. Go ahead.
James, sir.
Let me shine it for you, all right? Ashtawa, you have faith without works? Please. Here it is. You're right, James 2:14. All right.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 14.
So now we know what faith is. So based on what I just broke down to you, what is faith? Faith is believing in something before it happens. You get my point? That's faith in a nutshell. You believe that Christ is going to come back. That belief is the only evidence that Christ is going to come back. Because it's not here. Christ isn't back. You get my point? But we believe he's going to return. We believe that the Most High will give justice to the afflicted and the poor and free the slaves. But he hasn't freed them. We haven't received that justice. So our faith is the only evidence that it will happen. You get my point? We believe we'll receive the kingdom of heaven. We believe we'll receive every lamb on every hill. We believe we'll receive the lakes and the oceans and the rivers to rule over. But we don't have them now, right? The only evidence that we will get them is our faith. Keep going.
Come. What doth it profit, my brethren, through a man say he, have faith and have not works?
What does it now? I just explained what faith is. Shalom, warrior. Everybody can say they believe in Jesus. They believe in the second coming. They believe in the Bible. Who doesn't believe in the Bible? Everybody does. Barack Obama and Donald Trump believe in the Bible. Everyone believes in the Bible. Every Muslim, every Christian, every child molester, every sodomite Catholic priest believes in the Bible. Everyone does, right? But what profit does it you if you say you have faith and have no works? And what good is it to believe in anything? What's the point? Go ahead. Come. What good is it? What's the point? Everybody understands? Tons of people say every Catholic priest believes in God, doesn't he? But what are his works? Child molestation. Every Christian preacher believes in God. But what are his works? Compromise, traitorism, and lust. Those are his works. So believing in God in your mind means nothing at all. Keep going.
Come. Say he have faith and have not works. Can faith save him?
Can faith save you? If you don't have any works, and the only faith you have is something that you're hoping for up here, then is that faith going to save you? No, it will do nothing for you. If you believe that believing is done between your ears, your belief is worthless. It means utterly nothing. You're like every brother that wants to go to the NBA and believes you'll play in the NBA, but you are not up at 4 a.m. shooting jump shots. Do you understand? You're not shooting 500 jump shots. You're getting high, believing that one day you'll get a record deal. And the work that you do to get that record deal is to get high. Well, you're not getting a record deal. How can you not making the NBA? Because your belief in making the NBA has no work attached to it. Well, the belief in God is no different. If you believe in God and all of your works are just your own selfishness, just smoking weed and smoking popping pills and going on Facebook to find sluts and whores, but you believe in God, what's the point? Is that going to save you? No, it won't. Keep going.
Come. If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, verse 16, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled.
Let me tell you something that Christians don't understand, but the men who started this school and gave it to Commandant General Yohana to caretake, they understood this. You don't understand how practical the Bible is. You understand? It's practical. If you say, if you're a man of faith and somebody comes before you and they have no food at all, they're starving, and you say, hey, go your way, brother, sister, you go have faith, and they're starving, hungry, what in the hell is your faith doing for them when they're going to starve to death? Your faith is worthless because they're hungry. That's practical. You get my point? That's universal and practical knowledge right there. You're going to have your faith actually has to feed him. Or else what's the point of you even telling him to have faith when he has an extremely urgent problem right now of being hungry? Keep going.
Notwithstanding, ye give them not those things which are needful to the body.
If you're not giving them those things that are needful to the body, then what is the point of your faith? And that is one of the many crimes of the Christian church. Right. The Christian church is full of inspiration. Oh my God. Especially for the Black and Hispanic woman. You can walk in there, brother, and believe that you can do anything. Believe that you can make it without your husband and you don't need a man and you can do this and God, all things are possible through God. And then you go home and that pimp gets in his Rolls Royce and his jet, and you go home to the projects with all of that singing and dancing and you're playing the damn songs every Sunday trying to drown out your own goddamn misery with that gospel music. And that's what women do. They try to turn it all the way up, hoping that it'll chase away the misery. Please.
What's so heavy about what you're saying? I started doing a little bit of research. Mm-hmm. And the level of destruction that kids go through when they don't have a father in their houses, they more likely to go to jail, have worse jobs, everything. Every aspect of their life is worse in court, including their next relationship. And our singers promoting our women being single, the pastors promoting everybody telling them to leave your husband. But they don't understand the practicality of the Bible when that's what helped save our community. Us keeping the family together is revolutionary. They don't understand sex is marriage. They get mad at us when that will save your children's lives and nobody gives a damn because they want to do what they want to do.
Give them a hand. Right. Yeah, that's real practical. It's a real practical choice. If you know how many women have an excellent father, but he cheats on them? You should stay with that excellent father, even though he cheats on you. It's a practical decision, right? He's an excellent. How many of them say, "Oh, he's a good father to his kids"? Right. Oh, the kids love him. Oh, he's excellent. But I found this number on Facebook, and he got another woman pregnant, so I left him. Well, you should make the practical choice and stay with that good father, or else don't say you love your children because the love that you have for your children is useless. You see that? If you're not providing them with a father that won't have sex with them at night, then what's the point of your love? You love your kids, but you left their good father because he had a baby outside of the marriage, because he cheated on you, so you left them susceptible to child molestation? Your love is worthless. Your faith is worthless. Someone is hungry, you can't say, go your way and have faith. They're hungry. If you don't provide the needful things for the body, then what's the point of your faith? That's practical. Keep going.
What doth it profit? Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead.
Read that again.
Even so, even so, faith, if it has not works, is dead.
Even so. Do you understand? Meaning, just like you have to feed a brother if he's hungry, you can't just say, hey, believe in God. Goodbye. The same way you're going to have to feed him first if you want him to believe in God. Even so, just like that, faith without works is dead. You can't say that you believe in God, but yet you do nothing to make your hope a reality. Do you understand? So now take it back to what faith is. Hoping for something that's not here. What are you doing to make it happen? If you're doing nothing, then your faith is nothing. It means nothing. I want Christ to return. I don't want the cops to kill black people. I don't want the Hispanics to be slaughtered. I don't want the Haitians to die. I don't want that. What in the hell are you doing about it? Do you understand? You're going to have to actually do something, or else all of your talk about your hope means nothing. You want Jesus to return? So do I. What are you doing about it? There's a thing that has to be done for him to return. Come on.
So that's what I was getting to. Like, that was my thought process. Like, having faith in Christ to come back. Like, I gotta do something for him to come back.
That's what it says, right?
That's what I was thinking.
I'm fine, word. That's what you read. Read that last part again. Let it get deep in you. Go ahead.
Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead. Being alone.
Being alone. That's one West. That's such a one West scripture that I always grew up hearing. They would precept it with make thy election sure, be ye perfect, and faith without works is dead. Those precepts. You get my point? Come on now.
If I could too, that goes into the concept of heaven when it's like, oh, you die, then you get to go to heaven. That takes the responsibility of heaven being like, okay, well, how heaven gonna be here if you selling drugs? How heaven gonna be here if you shooting everybody in the neighborhood? How heaven gonna be here if you hate your brother? You understand what I'm saying? Like saying the kingdom of heaven is on earth. Understanding that also put that responsibility that if you want heaven to be here, you gotta do something instead of just dying and up.
Forget about it. Give him a hand. That's the damn fact. You're gonna have to do something. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You actually have to do something to make your wonderful future that you envision in your mind. You have to do something to make it happen, or else it's not going to happen. And that's just like saying have faith, but not feeding a man that's hungry. It's meaningless and it's nothing. And that's the faith in the Christian church. The faith in the Christian church is meaningless. The faith they have in God is achieved through singing, but their belief in democracy is marching down the street and voting and getting beat by the police. They believe in democracy. And it ain't words. It ain't talk. They believe in that. The Christian church believes in voting, Jack. And they ain't playing about it. They're willing to die and get shot over it. You understand? But when it comes to their love of Jesus, they can compromise. They can, read the Bible where it's against homosexuality and then compromise on it. And fill the church full of homosexuals. But they will not compromise on that voting. You better get out there and vote if you got to crawl out there. If there's a law where you can't drink water in the line, you better get in that line without drinking water. They believe in it, but they don't believe in God. In the UPK, we believe in the Most High. And everyone sees it, everyone knows it, including the Father. You understand? And take that into your everyday life, and it makes decisions very simple. Decisions are very simple when it comes down to, is this a matter of me proving my quality? Is this what the Most High wants? Does he want me to show my quality? Does he want me to show him that I believe in the thing that I say I believe in? Oh, if that's the case, then I know what kind of party this is. We can go ahead and have it. I pray you understand that. Anything else? Questions online? Go ahead. I'm sorry. One online, then I get you. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, I think the sister has this. This is Can you break down 1 Corinthians 14, 33 and 34?
Solid.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, and verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints.
Skip above it.
It's like just one verse above?
I think two.
Verse 30. If anything be revealed to another that sitteth by, let the first hold his peace.
You gotta go one more.
Verse 29. Let the prophet speak two or three.
Okay, this is a precept about speaking in tongues. Everyone has heard of that, right? That's a big thing in the Protestant churches. When I say Protestant, I mean any church that's not a Catholic church, right? It's giant, speaking in tongues. That's speaking in tongues, all right? I just did it for you just now. That's what it is, and it is a giant, big deal. You understand? It's like that dancing that the women do to shake them big church shakers, them big old church twerkers. They get that thing hiked up and get that thing dropping and rocking in that church. It's gigantic. It's a big deal. Everybody is there really to church twerk. That's the point. And they're also there to hear the speaking in tongues and to speak in tongues. Officer up front. You had your hand up? How's the walk?
Oh, if I could, that video they posted on Clubhouse, they were speaking in tongues. It said the title was "Speaking in Tongues for 30 minutes straight," and it was just a bunch of women in there too.
Yeah, it's a silly thing for children. And women in the church are a bunch of goddamn children, kids, not women, little girls playing women. All right, you get the point. So this is about that. So just remember that as I break this down. All right, go ahead. 29 or wherever I think we were. Go ahead.
Let the prophet speak two or three, and let the other judge. If anything be revealed to, one verse above that.
Good, do your thing.
Verse 27, if any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by two.
In an unknown tongue, what's an unknown tongue? A tongue is a language, right? A tongue is a language. An unknown tongue is an unknown language, meaning a language that people don't know. You get the point. So there would be any language that no one understands. Usually, of course, when people speak, they speak in a language that people understand, or else you're not actually communicating, right? So, but the Lord knew that we would get the ability to speak in unknown languages, to speak in languages foreign to the brothers and sisters in Galilee, or in Rome, or in Thessalonica, right? And so if you have that gift to speak in those languages, this is how you should do it. Go ahead, read it again.
If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by two, or at the most by three, and that by course, and let one interpret.
Meaning, if you're speaking in a tongue that the masses of the people don't understand, let it be in courses, meaning in turns, right? And let it be by two or three, meaning two or three of them speak it, and the other one judges it. What do I mean by judge it? Use your logic. Meaning not everyone is going to speak it because most people don't understand it. Two or three of them are going to do it, and they'll take turns doing it. And someone else will judge the unknown tongue. How will they judge the unknown tongue, officer?
Translate.
Say again?
Translate.
Give him a hand. You see how practical that is? It's what we're doing right now in the UPK. There are brothers in the UPK that speak Spanish, where a lot of brothers don't. There are brothers in this truth in Mexico that speak English, and a lot of brothers don't. There are brothers in Haiti that speak English, and most people in Haiti don't speak English. So English is an unknown tongue in Haiti, right? English is an unknown tongue in France or in Mexico or wherever you're at, right? But over here in America, an unknown tongue might be Spanish or Portuguese. Like Officer Abun, he has a gift of tongues. Officer Abun has a gift to speak in unknown languages. He goes and looks up a language, and I think in a week out he masters it. Just masters Portuguese, masters Spanish, just masters the language. That's a gift. That's a straight up and down miracle that he has. Now he has that miracle so what does he do with it? He speaks that language, another brother, they take turns, he gets a reader. Both of them do it, two or three of them do it, right? They speak, the Levite brother, that's a gift to speak in tongues. He speaks fluent French and fluent English, or patois. And he goes and he does it. Two or three of them, the brother, what's his name? Say his name, Ayadebar. Yatazar was the other brother's name who reads for him all the time. Out there in Acuna. Ayadar, I want to say his name is, but you can correct me, please, if I'm wrong. They do it, two of them, and then someone else translates. Judging it is translating it. Because if you don't translate it, what in the hell is the point of saying it? Do you understand? You see what these precepts do? They take all of the spooky garbage off of the Bible. Right. The Bible, this gift of tongues is not. It's like the whole Bible to everyone is mainly a magic show. You get my point? Like just doing a magic show. Ooh, the dancing has me. Church twerk, church twerk, church twerk, boom, boom, church twerk. Oh, the gift of tongues has me. It's like a magic show. And everybody's in there just watching it and going, whoa, woo. Bunch of children, man. The church lacks a grown man. There's no grown man in the church. But there's plenty of grown men in here. I pray you know that's the truth. You understand? So we don't church twerk, and we don't speak a language that not a damn soul understands. What's the point? You understand? That's what this is talking about. So if you want to understand the gift of tongues, it's what you saw in Acuna. It's what you see us doing in Canada. It's what you see us doing in Mexico. It's what we do all the time. Certain brothers have that gift. Not every brother. It's a gift. Certain brothers can just pick up a language. They just pick it up. How do they just pick it up? The gift of tongues. The gift of languages. That's what they have. Where you might study a language forever and just can't ever get it. You might sit on that Duolingo forever trying to pick up Spanish and do nothing but como está. Another brother, he gets it. Wop, 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 he's speaking Spanish. That's a miracle. That's the gift of tongues. Do you understand? Then there's a whole nother thing where you go out and speak your language and people hear you in their language. That's that other thing. You get my point? All of these are gifts in tongues. The latter one I just described was the one at the day of Pentecost, right? Which I believe is the Feast of Booths. This one is the gift of tongues in the school. The ones that brothers have and they can translate and they can speak. Everybody understands. Go ahead. Please.
And that by course, and let one interpret. But if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the church.
I pray you understand that. If there's nobody there to break that thing down, shut your mouth. Don't even speak it because there's no one here that understands it. We're running a school, young man. Why would you be speaking a language that no one understands? Right? Which is what is happening in the church every day. People talking a language that no one knows. This is what you take. You take this precept straight to your mama. Put it right in front of her and say, Mom, speaking in tongues is wrong in the church. Read it one more time.
But if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the church.
If nobody knows what Ashkala Baba Baba Shaba Baba Baba means, then you can't say that. Right. What does Baba mean? Ash mean. Break that down for me. Huh? You don't know? Well, you got to shut up then. Right. If no one knows what you're talking about, then you got to be and you got to be quiet. All right? That's in the Bible. Hell, make today a vacation for your mouth and tongue. Shut up. Use this opportunity to shut your damn mouth for 10 minutes. Keep going.
And let him speak to himself.
That's what you should do. Just sit there in that chair and go, boy, I really got a strong Ashkala Baba Basha right now. But I'm not going to say it because there's no one here that speaks Ashkala Baba Basha. Keep going.
And to God.
That's it. Talk to the Lord. Talk to Jesus. Right? Talk to God, but shut your mouth in public. Shutting your mouth is such a revolutionary thing, especially for a woman. Right. It's revolutionary. It's one of the pinnacle keys to femininity, to be able to be discreet with your mouth, with your words. It's like making applesauce biscuits. It's like earning money for your Lord. It is absolutely feminine and beautiful and a lost art outside of these walls. You understand?
Go ahead. It's like Please. Drop down to what you asked for.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace.
Now here we go, right? Makes sense, right? Why? Why should you shut your mouth if no one understands your tongue? Because God is not the author of confusion. If you stand up and say Ashkala Baba Basha and no one knows what it means, then everyone is confused about what it means, right? You should be quiet. That's why God does not want you to speak in tongues. It is against the Bible. It's against the ordinances of the men of Christ, which makes it against God. Everybody understands? Is that it, or she needs more?
She wanted the next verse.
1 second. Go ahead.
As in all the churches of the saints.
As in what?
All the churches of the saints.
As in what?
All the churches of the saints.
All of them are Pentecostal, holiness, faith, tabernacle, bridge of Jesus and love. All of them. Catholic Church, even though they don't do that much there, but every church. What's a saint? A saint is a repentant Israelite. That's a saint, all right? You got an Israelite, which could be an Israelite that is a sinner. Then you have an Israelite, which has repented from his sin. That is a saint. Everyone understands? How do I know? I looked it up in the Bible dictionary, all right? Let me get the sister, then I get this car, all right? Sis, I'm sorry, go ahead. Salaki, go ahead.
Let your woman keep silence in the churches.
Forget about it. You see how this went straight into speaking in tongues and into women? You see how it went straight there? You think that was a coincidence? Right. It was not, because black women and Hispanic women are the women in the Bible. Right. They're the women in the Bible. And so as we talk about shutting your mouth, not speaking in tongues, let your women keep silence in the churches, because they were in the church at that time saying, I know a language. Hey, Sheba, me, she. And then what does that mean? It says, I don't know. Just the Lord came over me and just told me to say it. Shut your effing mouth in here. God told it to you, then tell it to God. Be quiet and sit down and shut your mouth, because that's what women were doing at that time. Stand up and saying, I speak, Roman. I speak Latin. I speak this. I speak that. And God told me to say this. Well, if God told you to say it to God. Talk to him. Right? That is clearly what is happening today in the Christian church. And it was attempting to happen back then. But Paul was a grown man. And he put an end to it. Keep going.
For it is not permitted unto them to speak.
Yeah, you got to shut your mouth up. You be quiet. Don't be in here telling everyone what God has showed you. All your revelations and all of the amazing things that you know. Shut up. That's amazing. Amaze me with shutting your damn mouth. I'm going to think that the Red Sea split. It will be a miracle. I think you understand, right? Was that a question or not? Go ahead. Sis, please.
I have a question on the breakdown of Proverbs chapter 5, 1 to 23.
No problem. Is there a specific question?
I had a specific question about Proverbs chapter 5, verse 3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
Mm-hmm. I'll get it for her. Also, is a woman allowed to ask, like the sister Sour, and I'll give her a hand. Is a woman allowed to ask a question in class? Is a woman allowed to ask a question? Absolutely. Because asking a question is not speaking. Blow my mind and make me understand what I just said. Go ahead. She's not trying to teach, because teaching is speaking. What do we call going to camp? You brothers have been around enough to know what I'm talking about. Barzal. We call it going to the. We call going to camp going to the speaking. Right? I spoke this week. Right? Did you speak this week? Yeah, I spoke this week. Yeah, I was down at the speaking down there downtown. Is this still part of UPK culture in Philadelphia or not? Does no one know what I'm talking about? Everybody knows that we call the camp the speaking. Is that still happening? Yes or no? You're looking at me like you don't know what in the hell I'm talking about. Astawak.
If I could, I still hear it called can't speak.
Okay, that's what we always called it, the speaking. Or did you speak? What you speak on this week? Oh, this week I'm gonna speak on that. Oh, the brother spoke on this. Speaking is teaching. That's what speaking is. Speaking is not saying excuse me or salakia or asking a question. Speaking is teaching. Everybody understands. And that's what she can't do. She can't do that. Please, sis. What was your question? Someone read it for her, all right?
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 3.
I read.
Please.
For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb.
The lips of a strange woman. What's a strange woman? Sawana, do you know?
I believe it's a woman that's not an Israelite of another nation.
Giving her a hand. That's absolutely the fact. Right? And let me increase it as well. Because you know that sometimes when our people are sinners, we consider them Gentiles or heathens. So a strange woman is a so-called African, a so-called oppressor, a so-called Hamite, a so-called, Asian, whatever, right? And also it is people of our own race who are whores, prostitutes, unseemly, undignified, loose women. You understand? That woman would also be a strange woman, a woman who has a man, but she has sex with other men. She would be a strange woman as well. So all of those women, they do what? Read it from the top.
For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb.
The lips of a strange woman drop like a honeycomb, meaning what? They're sweet. Her words are sweet. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the seduction that whores are capable of doing to the dummy like you. You're an idiot. And so because you're an idiot, you get on that Facebook and that Instagram and them secret websites. And she is talking. She got a wonderful job. Oh my God. She has so much money. She could buy you so many video games. So many sneakers and gold teeth. She could just do so much. Guess what? I believe in having more than one wife. What does she say? I got no problem with it. I'm totally fine with that. That is not an issue for me in any way at all. Oh my God. Yeah, she loves the truth. She loves the truth. She loves everything about you. Everything. You're so handsome and wonderful and blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, you send her a picture of your penis. Now she has a picture of your penis. You've never seen her before. Never. You don't know what she looks like. She could be a man. Do you realize that? Y'all don't know that, did you? You'll never consider that. Those words are so sweet. You never even said to yourself, damn, have I seen her? We've never even video chatted. All I've done is hear her voice on the phone, read her text messages. I sent her a penis picture. She sent me a stock photo she found on Google of a naked woman. And I am dumb. And I didn't see it for the same reason that the fish doesn't see the hook. Do you understand? That's why you didn't see it. And if someone told the fish, hey, listen, fish, there's hooks out there. Those aren't all worms. A lot of those are hooks. What would the fish say? What? Please, I'm trying to get this worm. Could you shut up so I can get the worm? You're stupid and an idiot. And because of that, you fall under the spell of strange women, which are whores, adulteresses, heathen women. And because of that, you fall into their trap and you get killed and destroyed. And you end up in child support court forever. You end up in jail because you shoot somebody because you're in love with her. Or she has cousins and brothers who are going to want to kill you because you pushed her or smacked her when you found out she was with all these other men, and blah, 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 blah. Everybody understands. Next. Sis, I'm sorry.
And I have a question about verse 4.
Please, read it for her.
But her end is bitter as wormwood.
You understand that? She's sweet with her words, but her end is bitter as wormwood. Wormwood is like a poison. You can look up these things in the Bible dictionary. What wormwood is, it's a poison. And her end is going to be bitter, meaning her words are sweet, but wait until you see what happens to her. Right? So many fly girls and girls that made other girls feel like they weren't pretty enough. They're going to die, they're going to jail, and they're going to be sitting in the AIDS ward of the hospital. Or they're going to be some woman you look and see later on and say, my God, what happened to you? You understand? All right. You good to go here? All right, please, that's the card.
Come on, sir. I was trying to get a breakdown on Deuteronomy 25 and 13.
Go
I
ahead.
was trying to see if this is talking about righteous judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, verse 13. Thou shalt not have in thy bag diverse weights, a great and a small.
Keep going.
Come. Thou shalt not have in thy house diverse measures, a great and a small. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
That's exactly what it's talking about. It is not talking about that you can't weigh a small thing or weigh a big thing, right? When it says just weight, meaning people would take weights at one time, right? And kind of tip the scale. You understand? Like, meaning it would say it's a pound, but really it would be half a pound, right? A great and a small. Do you understand? It would say it's a pound, but really it's 2 pounds, a great and a small. And you can't do that because that's unjust. You want to be fair, even. You understand? And that's the point of all of this. The point of it is not about having a small scale or a big scale, because both of those scales would be just. It's talking about having a big scale that reads as a small scale that reads as a big. So if you're a fish purveyor or a fishmonger, someone comes to you to get 2 pounds of fish. Really, you sold them 1.5 pounds of fish as 2 pounds, because on your scale there's a great and a small on there. You get my point. So you can raise it or lower it to cheat people. This scripture is against being unjust, being unfair in business, being unfair in life, and it's wrong. This scripture is against stealing, corruption. You understand? All right? Come on.
If I could, I had a question about Tobit 6 when he was when the angel told him about the fish and the insects.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know, like, if I, how people get into burning stuff and try to kill something or whatever.
Yeah.
What is the relation to this, or like, what is the understanding of this?
Okay.
Doing that.
I got you. Okay, you got today. People burn sage, right? Burning sage. I don't know, when did that get popular? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to word it to Alexa to ask her. It might be popular in the last 2000s, 2010 or something like that, or where before that sage was in stovetop stuffing. That's where if you smell sage, it's in that stuffing that they make around the wintertime. Right? Do they call it stuffing or dressing? You know what that is or not? They make it with the turkey, right? Sage is usually in breakfast sausage. It's full of sage, right? So people have been burning sage in their house for a long time when they make stuffing, dressing, and breakfast sausage, right? You can just Google it. Who wants to Google it just for time's sake? Someone look up the ingredients of stuffing. Someone look up the ingredients of breakfast sausage, and you will see that the primary seasoning for those things is sage. All right? Poultry seasoning. Do you like that? Some of you brothers like a little poultry seasoning? That's sage. That's the primary ingredient in poultry seasoning, sage. So people, you've always been burning sage in your house. I don't think it helped you with those demons, though. I don't think it did much for that. Might have gave you some good stuffing to go with that dry ass turkey on Thanksgiving. But I don't believe it helps you spiritually at all. Anyone have the ingredients? Alexa. It's not plugged up again, Akim. Anyone know about plugging this thing up? You want to keep this plugged up in here, Ashtawak? Who's in charge of this here? Daniela? But Barzal, let's keep this thing always lit up and rocking and ready to answer questions. All right? Go ahead, please.
It says ground meat, salt, common sage.
Everybody understands. Right? Just say that's what they're burning in what? In breakfast sausage? Who has stovetop stuffing? Everyone heard of that, right? Look up the ingredients of that. Just read me the seasoning on that. Alexa, is sage in stovetop stuffing? Alexa? She don't know yet. Someone look up that fast for me, please. You can just look up a box and read it on your phone, all right? I got to get ready to go. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is your wife is stupid. She's burning sage. But meanwhile, her grandmother burned sage too in the stuffing and in the breakfast sausage. And brother in the back. Go ahead, you had something?
All right, read it, sir.
Please go ahead.
Want me to all?
Just read with the sage.
It said a half a teaspoon of sage, sir.
There you go. That's what's in it. All the time. Poultry seasoning, you want to do that one? You can look that up, poultry seasoning. The point is, if you think that sage is some special thing that has magic, you are not practical. It's not a magic herb. It's in food all the time. Poultry seasoning, come on. Alexa, what is poultry seasoning?
According to another Amazon customer, combined sage, thyme,
Say that one more time, Alexa.
rosemary.
Yeah, turn her up a little bit, all right? That's why it's important. This thing saves time.
Did that answer your
Alexa,
question?
stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa, what is poultry seasoning? Alexa, what is poultry seasoning?
Here's something I found on the web. According to thespruceseeds.com, McCormick's brand poultry seasoning contains thyme, sage, marjoram,
Stop.
rosemary, black
Everybody,
pepper,
stop,
and
Alexa.
nutmeg.
Everybody understands, right? So
Here's something I
now,
found
Alexa,
on the
stop. So now we understand, right? We done with this? Okay. So people burn sage as if it's magic. It's in common everyday food. It's in your cabinet. It's in there right now when you go home. And you've been burning it in the oven. You understand? Burning it on chicken, which is where sage belongs. On chicken. It's excellent. It's in KFC. It's one of the 11 herbs and spices, which means KFC is magic chicken, which it seems like it is sometimes. God dang. As far as I can tell. All right. So maybe sage is magic. Because damn, it's in that KFC. I don't know if it's in that Popeyes. We got to look at that. Alexa, is sage on KFC's chicken?
Here's something I found on the web. According to brandy18.com, KFC gives their own twist on a Christmas dinner by offering the new festive
Oh, they
burger,
don't know.
which includes sage and onion stuffing made.
Hold up, Alexa. Stop. Did you hear her say that? What did I ask her? Alexa, stop. Oh, damn. She was about to say what I asked her. Alexa, is sage one of the 11 herbs and spices on KFC's chicken?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Frequent.com, 600 outlets of KFC in the UK ran out of an ingredient, and it wasn't one of the 11 secret herbs and spices.
No, I don't know. You heard her say sage earlier, meaning it's on chicken. Everybody understands. It's not magic. It just tastes good. You understand? It tastes good, and that's all it's for. All right? So now the brother asked a question about the Apocrypha, about Tobias. For those of you that don't know, Tobias was a brother who gained favor with the Most High God, and an angel came to him in a great time of poverty and need in his family and told him that he had legal right to go take a wife that was far away. An angel came with him. He didn't know it was an angel. He thought it was just a man that his father knew, and this man was willing to go with him on this long journey. It was him, the angel in disguise, and his dog. And they went on this long journey to go get this wife who was his, and this wife had money that could help him in his time of need and in his father's time of need. And he went to go get this woman and her money. Do you understand? On the way, they're sitting by a river, and a giant fish came out the river and attempted to eat Tobias. Now, this might seem strange to you, but it should not be if you've ever researched South America. South America has gigantic fish that could swallow a man. I wish I could get up on the screen if I knew. Give me some of the large fish in the Amazon River. There's some old fish, brother, big as this table or bigger, with fins and scales, meaning clean to eat, right? Anyway, one of those big fish jumped out the damn water, tried to eat Tobias. They fought the fish, killed the fish. After they killed the fish, they ate the fish, which lets you know that this was a clean fish to eat. It was not a shark or a whale or one of those usual big fish that you've heard of. It was a fish with fins and scales, big enough to eat a man, which they have in Amazon right now. All right. There's a few books. There's a giant one. There's some opal. Look about opal fish. That's in the Pacific, and one of those fish in South America, which I can't wait to get on my plate. They're bigger than big as this whole damn place. Anyway, they killed the fish, but they kept the gallbladder and some of the intestine. They kept some. The angel told them to keep some. They packed it away and they took it with them. When they got to the woman's house, who was a nut, crazy out of her goddamn mind, like someone with schizophrenia or some type of psycho disorder. She had killed 7 men that attempted to marry her before him. So it was extremely dangerous for him to ever marry this woman, because every other man that tried to marry her, the father had to dig a hole and put him in it in the morning after he went into the bedroom with her at night. But Tobias went into that bedroom because the angel told him to do it. The angel told him to fear not. The angel told him to take this gallbladder of that fish that we killed, that tried to eat you, take it and burn it by the bed. Mix it with incense and burn it. And Tobias took the incense, put it in the incense burner, and burned the gallbladder of that fish. And the smell went up and went up. And then he told that woman to stand up. And they went to the front of that bed and they prayed to the Most High God to bless their marriage. And he said, Lord, I take not this woman for lust, but I take her with a sincere heart to make her my wife. And she said, Amen. And they got in that bed and were with one another. I know the child is here, so I'm going to be nice to her. I'm talking about you. They got in the bed and did what mommies and daddies do to make pretty little daughters. All right? And after that, the morning came, the father got his shovel to dig the 8th hole. He opened the door, man. They in the bed, hugged up, loving, and cuddled. He said, Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Come on, now, give him a hand. So now, Astor Walk's question is that similar to burning things to chase away the demons? It is absolutely not similar to burning common household seasoning, thinking that it gets rid of schizophrenia. It does not. It cures a good hunger if it's on crispy fried chicken or roasted chicken. That's what it does, or on stuffing. But it does nothing for schizophrenia. However, there is something that gets in your body, right? If they burn the incense, then what does that mean? It got inside of the woman. How did it get in her? Through her nose, right? She inhaled it, right? And after she inhaled it, the demon left. What is it? What is this incense synonymous for? Or this gallbladder of this kind of fish synonymous for? Captain in the back? Medicine. That's what it is. Medicine. And this angel knew that if you get this fish, this giant fish, use its gallbladder, it gets rid of schizophrenia, psycho blah blah disorders, Where does the white man find most of his medicines at? Please? In the ocean, in the Amazon. Almost everything comes from the Amazon. He goes into the Amazon, brother, in the rainforest, and finds aspirin, finds pain medicine over in Chile, right? Finds the poppy, finds all of his medicines in nature, all of them. Aspirin is willow tree bark. Pain meds are from the poppy, which grow, it's from nature. Everything, you pick it. There is no medicine that doesn't come from this natural thing that you can go find. Well, the angel knew the gallbladder of that big giant fish cures schizophrenia and lunatic disorder. And it worked. If you want to do what he did, you put your wife on medication. That's what you do. You put her on meds. You got some old nutty wife who's full of lunacy and nonsense and arguing with you about crazy things. And some of you got a wife that you looking at her like, something is wrong with you. Well, you arguing with me about this and that, and I don't know what in the hell you're talking about. I wouldn't go I wouldn't go out and buy some chicken and season it up. What I would do is go get the woman some medicine so you aren't another man who she destroys. Do you understand? Because your woman has destroyed other men before you. And if you play with it and act like you can go sit and sprinkle some sage on some chicken and cure your wife, then you're going to be yet another victim to her demon. Medicine. I pray you understand. Anything else? Captain in the back.
Yes, sir. You said Tobias.
Wait, but while we waiting, someone find me all of the medications found in the Amazon and how they're scouring the place, killing everything, and taking the land from those people to find medications, to find natural sources for medication so they can become gajillionaires. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, so you said that Tobias, found favor, and on the side of the Lord, and of course, there's many brothers and that found favor in the Lord.
Yeah.
And you have brothers that obey the commandments of God, but
Right.
What is the difference of like obeying God and then like finding favor in His sight, like brothers like Tobias or it's a few more like Moses and a few other men that found favor.
I don't quite understand as opposed to what?
Meaning, like, as opposed to like a brother that follow the commandments of God, but the angel.
But doesn't find favor?
Right, come on.
But who's that? Give me an example of that.
Like, a example would be, I'm trying to see the best way to describe it. Let me say it like this, right? Like, Tobias' case, we said, angel came to them,
Right.
because he found favor
Right.
on the side of the Lord. Now, you may have another brother, maybe like, I can just use the prophet in the Bible, like maybe Nehemiah, that obeyed the Lord, but maybe an angel may come to him and give him or show him that guidance that he showed Tobias.
Okay, what you need is Abraham, where the Lord called him his friend. Find that in the New Testament, right? The Lord counted his counted something as something. I forget what it said. All right, you need Abraham in the New Testament and how the Lord called him his friend. Okay, here's the entire key to finding favor with the Most High. And it rings true in every instance where the Lord reaches out to bless someone. Obedience. That is everything. That's it. So now, Nehemiah, you use Nehemiah as an example, right? Nehemiah absolutely had favor with the Most High. Now, Nehemiah didn't have an angel to go with him to get a woman. But Nehemiah, because of the Lord's help, through his angels, became the prophet Nehemiah. God damn, we naming brothers after him today. He's Nehemiah. You understand? Like he's a legend. What's Nehemiah in Hebrew? Go ahead, the Nehemiah. You know how many thousands of years we are after him? Did he find favor with the Lord? Absolutely he did. And what did he need to do? Obey. Tobias, his father was who? Tobit. Tobit was a man that obeyed the Most High, brother. And because he obeyed the Most High, when he fell sick in age and was poor, the Most High sent an angel to take his son to a woman that had the money that Tobit needed to get back on his feet. And had the angel come with him to give him the medicine that the woman needed to not kill him. So that's his particular path to the Lord showing him favor. But there's 1,000 different ways the Most High shows favor. Look at Abraham. Show me him. Precept. I just asked for it a minute ago when I said Abraham called him friend. I can probably get these precepts from this broad here. 1 second. Alexa, this thing is off again up. Bear with me. Go ahead, Al.
James chapter 2, verse 23.
Go ahead.
And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
Give me one verse above it.
James chapter,
Please keep going.
James chapter 2, verse 22. Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect?
That goes to what the brother's question was earlier. One more verse above it.
Verse 21. Was not Abraham, our father, justified by his works?
Justified by his what?
By his works.
By his what?
By works.
You understand that, Ahmad, right? Abraham was before Moses. Once Mayak, help me out back there, all right? Abraham was before Moses. Before him, right? So then where was the law of Moses for him to be perfect before God? There was no law of Moses. But Abraham had what? Works. Meaning what? He obeyed what his forefathers passed down to him. He obeyed that. He didn't need Levite priests killing everyone who disobeyed God. He didn't have that. All he knew was what his father told him, and what his father told him, and what his father got from Adam. That's what he had. And he obeyed it out. Read it again.
James chapter 2, verse 21. Verse 22. See how faith wrought with his works.
Faith worked with his works. Work. That's what wrought means. So he believed in God, and guess what? He proved it through works. Through works. He was obedient to God's will, did the mission that God put him on before the law of Moses, before the enforcers, to make sure you didn't eat pork. He didn't eat pork. He went out and did the job. Keep going.
And by works was faith made perfect.
Keep going.
And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
Keep going.
And he was called the friend of God.
Abraham was the friend of the Most High God. So what if you want to be God's friend, what do you have to do? What you do matters if you want God's favor. What you do. He's looking at what you do, which is why you must be obedient. If you're disobedient, then that's why God is not with you. It's not, there's no magical reason. It's not because there's not enough sage stuffing burning through your house. It's because you just are someone who doesn't do what God wants. Your actions aren't what God wants. And so your life is constantly cursed by God. Everybody gets the point. All right. And that's this. And there's a million different ways that God helps a man that has his favor. We're just reading about one particular man when we talk about Tobias. All right. Good to go. Some of you brothers, you will never meet that woman who was going to destroy you and kill you. You're going to avoid her. You're going to swipe left on her. You're going to see some woman on Facebook and go, nah. And second thought, I won't send her my penis picture. I'm not going to do that. That was an angel that had you not send that picture. An angel told you, nah, I'm not going to talk to that sister right there. Now, I know everybody else does. She has a collage of penis pictures like a damn mugshot list, like a damn what's that thing they do in the police station? A lineup. She lined all of y'all up with the heights and lengths and all that. She has them all. You decide, I'm not going to get in that lineup. I don't think I'm going to avoid that. That was an angel that did that for you, huh? You avoided her. Some of you didn't avoid her, but you'll be able to heal her if you go get her on medication. But if you're eating sage chicken, she's going to stab you in your sleep. Moving on. Go ahead, please, right here.
Oh, God, can I get a breakdown of the Leviathan in Isaiah 27, sir?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 27, and verse 1. And that day the Lord with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent.
Okay, give me one verse above it just to give me the context.
Oh, God. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, and verse 21.
Isaiah. Keep going.
For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
I got you. Leviathan, when you read about Leviathan in the Bible, it's one of two things, right? Leviathan is either speaking about a great serpent. Now, when I say a great serpent, what's a great serpent? A giant snake, a dragon, a crocodile. All of those things would be classified as a serpent in the Bible. You get my point, right? Leviathan is one of those. A crocodile is a pretty good depiction of what Leviathan is. It's pretty good. But a crocodile is, of course, the same thing as a dragon. What's a dragon? A dragon, if you want to visualize it, visualize what people used to call in school a pterodactyl. Do they still teach that in school about pterodactyls? A pterodactyl is a flying lizard, a flying serpent. That's a dragon. That's Leviathan. The Lord is going to kill Leviathan. Now, in the Bible, it's either talking about an actual giant animal in the book of Job, an actual giant crocodile thing, right? Or it's talking about a man who is a lizard, who is a serpent, who is a monster. I know you understand what I mean. Right here, this is talking about our oppressor. He's the great dragon in Revelations, which is a serpent, which is a crocodile, which is a pterodactyl, which is the same thing. A man who behaves like an animal. A man who behaves like an animal. Our oppressor, you understand, right? In Job, it's an animal. In Isaiah, it's a man. It's a people. Good to go? Well, you just reminded me of something I had to go over today. Oh, God. Come on.
I know now because they be the channels and stuff, we call them Esau the oppressor.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? I think back in the 60s, they used to call them the beast. Like when you bought the Bible, they used to
Forget about it. Yeah, that's normal. I had to tell a judge that in court. I had to say, Your Honor, it's slang. In the 70s, we called him the man or the beast. It's something that our people have used over time to signify our oppressors amongst each other, speaking about his treatment of us. Because we've been enslaved and abused and raped, and our language and culture stripped from us, over time we began to call him the beast, the devil, because of the lies of Christianity and the lies of the slave institutions. So you're absolutely correct, and it's good to understand it in case you have to make some judge understand it, all right? Next. You had your hand up, sis?
Yes.
Please, go ahead.
So this was going back to the medicine. So I looked up that most of these medicines, they don't specifically tell the area, but they tell you that's like little tree barks. It's stripped from like tree barks and plants.
Yeah.
Twigs. But here's another question.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our medicines, the natural medicines, that you get anywhere from the world, it's not supposed to be white. I came to find out that And, when Europeans, when they teach medicine, they do a process where they bleach it and put certain type of chemicals that, even though like medicines may help you, they cause another issue. Like sugar is actually a drug. People don't know
True,
that.
yeah.
And a lot of people like addicted to sugar, and you can see people go to like fast food fighting over food. So it's like actually
because it's white.
Yeah, because what happens is when the natural form of the medicine is not supposed to be white.
White, it's supposed to be different color. Like black. If it was black, then it would be good.
Right, like if it's any color, it'll be green, brown, but it's not supposed to be white.
I got you. Well, that's a good thing. Listen, that's good that we research all of those things and learn about it. And it's especially important that we don't strip butt naked and walk down the street. It's especially important that we don't try to stab people on the subway, that we don't sleep in parks at night and talk to ourselves and think that people are trying to watch us, or think that random people are always staring at us and looking at us and think they're trying to get us. That's especially important. You understand?
Yeah,
All right. Next, in the back.
I get a general breakdown on Matthew 7 and 2.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye make, it shall be measured to you again.
Mm-hmm.
Just a general breakdown.
Yeah, this is talking about looking at yourself when you are in the position to decide who gets punished, and to remember that one day you might be punished. You understand? So read it one more time.
Verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged.
Well, for with judgment you judge, you shall be judged. So now if you're making a judgment and you're saying, everyone that does that has to die because they're breaking God's law. Well, just remember, that's what's going to happen to you when we find out you're breaking God's law. And so many of you think that you look at a homosexual and you go, this homosexual deserves to die. Who else does? You understand? What does James say? So you say, thou shalt not murder, yet ye covet. The God that saith, thou shalt not murder, also saith, thou shalt not covet. So it's very easy when you are attempting to be better than other people to forget that you're just like them. So if you're someone that is saying, you homosexuals, you're the filthiest bastards in the world, but yet look at what you're doing at home that you think nobody knows about, which I know about already, because your wife calls me and tells me about it. Look at what you're doing. Right? Look at the sins that you break. You remember that. Everybody knows you smoke. Everybody knows you smoke weed and you pills, let alone you effing drunks. You some stinking alcoholic. What do? Go to camp and yell at people? Is that what you're doing? You go out on the speaking and you sit up and start, yelling at what, sinners? You're an alcoholic. You're a stinking, disgusting drunk. Well, however you treat those other sinners, that's how you're going to be treated. You should remember that. Keep going. In the back.
This goes for when we were saying like how to learn how to forgive people.
Yeah, you want to love thy brother as thyself. You want to cast the what's the word? Not mote. Yeah, mote. You want to cast the mote out of thine own eye. You want to cast the beam out of thine own eye that thou mightest seest the mote in thy brother's eye. A mote is a splinter. A beam is a damn tree trunk. You can't even see the splinter in his eye because of the giant tree trunk in your eye. Meaning you're the one with the problem, but you don't notice it because you're focused on how evil someone else is. They're wrong. They're disgusting. They're vile. And you don't even notice that you are the same. So you better remember that. You better remember it when you go to beat up people and harm people because they're doing something that's wrong. Ooh, you might be the next one. You understand? Go ahead.
Could I start at verse 1?
Please.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged.
What does it mean to judge? To punish someone for what they've done. People think they can punish homosexuals and go, kill some transsexual like that brother did in the IUIC. He had sex with a transsexual man. Had a conflict of conscience. His conscience bothered him after the sexual act. And then he shot the transsexual lover. Killed him. He thought, I'm sure he's purple, and although he is also gay, at least he's not like gay as him. He ain't a transsexual, and this transsexual man is tempting him. So he killed the cat. Do you not know what I'm talking about? You don't know what I'm talking about, Barzal. Put him up on the screen. You die. That happened. All right. A lot of people, those transsexuals, they always getting beat up and killed all the time. Now, once again, a lot of that happens because they fooling brothers. A brother go reach down there trying to find apple pie, and he finds Franks and beans, and it's a problem. That's a definite trespass. All right. And so sometimes that happens, but sometimes it just happens because people are disgusted by it. You get the point? But those people that are disgusted by him smoke weed and sniff cocaine and eat pork and eat shrimp and celebrate Christmas and Halloween and vote. And they better remember that, because there will be judgment for what they're doing as well. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged.
For what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. So what was your judgment? To what? Shoot transsexuals in the face? There you go. Read it one more time. Read what's on the screen, please.
A suspect tied to a black separatist hate group has been arrested in Indiana on attempted murder and other charges related to shooting a transgender woman in the face last week.
He went and had sex with the cat. You read the story. Came downstairs, shot the man in the purple. Shot him in the purple after the gay sex. That wasn't right. It wasn't right to be a homosexual, and it wasn't right to shoot a man after you just as gay as he is. That's the point. Sis, come on.
How did you find out that he was a part of our group?
He's not a part of our group, sis. This is not the IUIC. This is the Israelite School of UPK under Commandant General Yohana out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. That's where you're at right now. This is a fake Israelite group, like another church. Think of a church. It's like a church. That's all. All right. So the point is, he shot some man who's just as evil as he is, as opposed to seeing that he's evil and this man is evil, and he shouldn't shoot him because he's not better than that man. You understand? Go ahead.
So on verse 1, of course, how people in the world say, like, we can't point out what other people do.
Point out what other people do. Have you been to court? Have you been in front of a judge? What did he do? Tell you that you were bad? What did he do? Say, you should stop. Is that what happened? What did he do?
He gave a judgment.
What was his judgment? You're bad?
No, it's a perform an action.
What did he do? Put you on parole, or he didn't put you in that jail anytime, did he?
No.
Who's been in jail? Raise your hand. Yeah, I've been in there. I don't remember a judge just saying, you should stop doing that, brother. I don't remember that one. He didn't say, what, you did this? This ain't right. You should stop. That's not what he did to me. He went ahead and put me in that jumpsuit, sent me on back there to eat them sandwiches and that mess and deal with them degenerates in there. I remember, test my soul. I was in the truth. I was in the truth. And I think 2 hours in there, I started thinking about getting a prison tattoo. 2 hours. And started thinking about who I was going to stab. 2 hours. I'm sitting there, I said, I'm going to get this prison tattoo. I'm killing this cat right here. Because he was bullying up on somebody in the damn, where you wait to see the nurse. And I'm in there, and I said, I'm going to kill it. I'm looking at all these cats, and they look like they was drug addicts. And I said, I'm going to run this place in a week, because they needed cigarettes. You could tell that they were jonesing and fiending off of, drug problems. I had no drug issue, but I had a violence issue still. Do you get the point? Well, I didn't get in there. The judge sent me in there. He didn't just tell me I was bad. Right? A judgment is not telling someone that they should stop something. A judgment is punishing somebody for what they've done. Putting them in jail, putting them on probation, making them take your drug test every 2 days or randomly. It's a punishment. Do you get my point? Well, just remember, when you punish, you're going to be dealt with that same punishment. That's it. You just want to remember that. So you got to think about that as you're punishing somebody. What do I want done to me for the things I've done? Well, that you should do to someone else. Because if you don't want that done to you, then you shouldn't do that to someone else. Do you get the point? All you need to cut Christians is just to do what I just did. And just know the judgment is not telling people to stop something. It's a Christian ridiculous concept. It's just not true, all right? You can take this cat down, all right? Off the screen. Go ahead, send me one more time, please, Daniela. How much time we got anyway? Let me know when we're ready to rock my... You want me to go now or wait? All right, go ahead. In the back, the water. Go ahead,
I have a question. 7 and 16.
Go ahead.
What does it mean to gather grapes of thorns, like the actual gathering?
Go ahead and read it.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
By their what?
By their fruits.
By their fruits. Your fruits are your works. Your work. What you produce. You've heard of fruit being called produce. You've heard that before, right? Your produce means what you work, what you do. So if this is what I produce death and destruction, stealing and lying. That's my work. That's my fruit. Do you understand? I produce kindness and generosity and righteousness. That's my work. That's what I produce. You understand, right? Now read it again.
Verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
Well, listen, if you want to know who a man of God is or whether or not he's a man of God, you're going to know him by what they produce, what they do. The Christian church is full of people who are not men of God. How do I know? By what they produce, by what they do. They molest your children. They hide child molesters. They rape women. They burn crosses in your yard and wear Ku Klux Klan robes. I know the Christian church is evil by what they produce, by their works. Come on. And they judge. Give him a hand. You damn right. All right, go ahead.
Do men gather grapes of thorns?
Let me just make sure before I forget, since Captain Ahmad said that. Remember, when you're battling Christians, we do not judge in the UPK. We don't do that. We don't judge anyone at all. We don't judge white people. We don't judge our own people. We judge no one. You understand? We chastise. We correct. We teach them the error of their ways. But we don't go out and kill them if they don't listen to us. Now, I can't say the same thing for Christians. I can't say the same thing for Muslims. I can't say that about them because they will kill you if you don't do what they tell you to do. And the Christians will absolutely bomb your country if you don't convert to Christianity. We tell people what's right, but we don't do anything to them if they don't listen. We do not judge in the Israelite school of UPK. You understand? All right, keep going.
Verse 16. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Now, a thistle is like a little. Well, I used to know these things when I was a kid. I had some bush that was full of thistles. It's like a little ball that you can throw it at somebody and it sticks to your clothing. It's like a little spiky ball, and it's full. And you have some bushes that are full of thistles, right? You know what a thorn is. A thorn are those spiky things that are on roses, right? Well, if I went to go eat grapes, would I stick my hand in the thorns so I could eat grapes? No, because while I'm trying to get the grape, I'm going to get cut. I'm going to get hurt. Well, if I wanted figs, you know what a fig is, right? Has anyone ever seen a fig before? If you don't know what it is, a fig is in a fig Newton, right? It's like a little delicious little damn fruit. You should try some sometime. It's very old Israelite fruit, figs. Figs and grapes are very old. Well, anyway, if I wanted to go get a fig, I wouldn't stick my hand in spiky thistles to get a fig because I'm going to get hurt trying to get the fruit. What's the comparison? You like the singing in the Christian church. I know they be jamming in there. I know. Oh, that music, my God, they got the best piano players and the band. Come on now, sisters, I hear the band. They got that band in there. They telling you wonderful, beautiful things to renew your spirit when you all low. Here's the problem. To get the good things in church, I have to get hurt to get those good things. You understand? To get the music, I have to let them have sex with my son. To get the music, I have to leave my husband and give all the preacher every penny, and then he'll slap me on the forehead and say my cancer, and I then will die of cancer. Right? I have to get hurt to get the fruit, to get the good stuff that I want. The fruit, the figs and the grapes. You got to get hurt to get those things. So people would never go get a grape if it was covered in thorns. That grape would have to stay right there because I can't bleed to death trying to eat this fruit. Do you understand? I'm giving you the metaphor. Figs of thistles, meaning a fig in thistles. A grapes in thorns, meaning a grape in thorns, or of thorns means a grape in thorns. You get hurt trying to get the delicious thing. What's the delicious thing in this world? Christmas. It's delicious. It's wonderful. Here's what happens when you try to celebrate Christmas. You teach your child that material things are more important than what's true. And that sentiment makes him sell drugs. That sentiment makes him steal. That sentiment makes you lose your son to jail because your son cares more about material things than he does what's right. You taught it to him every Christmas morning. And when you didn't have anything for Christmas, he knew he needed to go do something to buy Christmas gifts. Please.
How do you explain that to like other Christians?
Just like I did. That's all. You just do the same thing. I'm explaining it the way you should explain it. Here's what you have to understand. Some people are not celebrating Christmas because they don't understand you. They're not celebrating Christmas because they don't care about what you're saying. That's it. It's like trying to tell a fish that's a hook under there. They don't care about it. Come on.
So like pretty much like exactly how you just explained it. After that, it's no more going back and forth. It's just they won't get it. They don't care.
They don't want to.
They don't want to.
People are driven to lust in a way that I didn't understand when I was coming into the truth. I just knew. I said, "Dang, you read this? Israelites, chosen people of God. Jesus is black. Here y'all go. What's the problem?" I didn't even understand the controversy. I thought it was like we didn't know. Okay, here it is. Now we know. Let's get it on. And they read it and go, "Wait, what's this? No, I don't want. No, get this away from me. No, I don't want to see none of that. No, I don't like what you're doing in here. Get out. Stay away from my daughter." You get the point. They didn't want to hear none of that. And for so long, it was like, what are you talking about? You love the Bible. You love God. This is what he said. It's right here. Then I began to realize they don't love the Bible and they don't love God. And they're not doing it because they're ignorant of God's law. They're doing it because they don't care about what God's law is. Right. Like the fish doesn't care that there's a hook under there. The fish is biting the worm, brother. You understand? They're biting the worm. You can talk to them all the hell. How long have people been fishing? Forever. Forever. Who cares? They want the worm. You understand? They want the worm. Come on.
Use it as a precept.
Please.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
I'll take that. That's the mind. Yeah. People are it's the lust stock. They don't care about God. Now, and the brothers that do care about God and the sisters are rare and precious. And you should just appreciate the people that do care all the more. You understand? You good here? Let me know, Mayak. Any last questions? Last one online? I don't think I got a lot online. Go ahead, Solid. Go ahead.
In Psalms 82, when it says, "But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes," after it said you would hear God.
Mm-hmm.
Like before you, like the way that we die in the street, we die over Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's like the same thing. Like we dying for no reason. Or
No, dying for no reason is not dying like men. Meaning, Psalms 82 and 6 says that ye are gods. The word gods means powers, right? A god technically is an angel. He's a power, meaning he has ability that is amazing, ability that could truly only be attributed to the Lord. And you think about the nation of Israel, the ability that we have, especially the tribe of Judah, the ability, the opportunity, it's just amazing, the things that you can do. Utterly amazing. The work ethic of a Mexican. It's supernatural work ethic. It's supernatural. The things that they can do. You are a power. You're like an angel, but you're going to die like men. Meaning, even though you have all of this ability will not mean that you don't die. You're going to die. Keep going. Read a little more after our Psalms 82 and 6.
It says, "But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes."
And fall like one of the princes. Meaning, why is it saying fall like one of the princes? Who can break it down quickly? Come on.
You'll die like the brothers before you.
You'll die like princes die. Meaning, a prince is powerful, which is why it's using a prince. A prince is extremely powerful, has a lot of might, a lot of authority, but what happens later on? He's dead. What's the point of this? You have amazing... read one more verse so I can get the context, please. Come on.
So you wanted me to go...
Just keep reading down.
It says, "Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou..."
That's all I need. You have amazing ability, but you're still a man. That's the point. You get my point? The point is not you're going to die in the streets of selling drugs and all that. The point is, although you're very, very powerful, like a prince, you're still going to die. You're still a man. Princes need to remember that they're still men. Who understands what I'm talking about? What happens when you are a god, when you're powerful and amazing and have authority? What can happen to you? Daniela?
You can start thinking that you would never die.
You can start thinking you're not a man. That's the point, Ashtua. You're a man. Remember that. Remember that you are human. Do you understand? As great and powerful as the Lord has made you, you're a man and you're going to die. So because of that, what should you do with that knowledge? Ashtuak? Malak?
You should make sure that you serve the Lord.
Because
you'll have to be judged by him.
Because you're going to need his protection. That's why. You're still a man. So don't think that your power and your might is going to save you. It will not. It doesn't say princes. Princes fall. Do you get my point? Royalty falls. It's trying to, this scripture is about humility, Ashtarak. Humility. Though you're powerful and great, you shall die like men. You're going to fall like a prince. You're wonderful and great, but you're not safe without the Lord's help because you're just a man. Everybody understands. With that, pass the class over to Priest Officer Danyal.
Oh, what God? Barack. ISUPK security announcement. We the ISUPK started out of one bus, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Kahana. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There will be another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, after the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is the commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10 in Hebrew. My Asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord give you. Give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests. Not mandatory, whatever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocation.